right, so let's talk about incentives, carrot on a stick, dungeon, XP, farming, all this good stuff. I want to address this and kind of clarify as to why we want this, and then to give an idea that I have maybe to solve this XP problem for everybody and give us kind of a carrot on a stick incentive to do all of these dungeons, right? But if you're a casual player, you're probably got the position. You look negatively on people like myself, veterans of the series, have been playing a long time, and you think all of our complaints are useless and stupid and the game's perfect and amazing. I feel for you. I think that's great. I'm glad you have that experience. I had that experience as well when I was level 1 to about 45, and I was playing the campaign and all. It was awesome. I mean, it was absolutely awesome. And then once you got to World Tier 4, you had a fully functioning character, and you're a veteran of the series, so you know how to play these games. So once you get done with a campaign, regardless of any of the series, your next task is to level and gain items and have fun, right? If none of those are being met, or all of those are real slow and have been nerfed or put behind gates or whatever the case may be, you really don't have fun, and you don't have an incentive to do those things, and it makes you start looking for other ways to be efficient, because that's the name of the game. And a lot of y'all say, well, that's stupid, you shouldn't have to be 100 at this point. It's play your own way. That's the other argument that I have. So you don't get to sit there and tell an experienced player, hey, you shouldn't be level 100 right now, that's stupid. I could sit there and say you shouldn't be level 20 right now either. The court's on both sides, you understand? So the expert players, I'm not one of those, but the expert to the really good to the veteran players, they know that you need to be efficient. And that's exactly what Joe Shelley talked about, the reason why they're doing that teleport to Nightmare Dungeons, which, keep in mind, I need to point this out to everybody, bring everybody back to reality. He said it would take months before that was implemented. That was a huge thing they had to test, make sure there was no exploits, make sure it wasn't going to mess with anybody's skills or anything. Season 2 is when that comes out. So while everyone's real excited to get that, you're not going to see that in Season 1. You're not going to see that in the 13-page patch notes. You're going to see that maybe in Season 2, okay? If they have everything ironed out and working. So again, that's the reason why we're farming dungeons. So they took a lot of time. They made 100 plus dungeons in Diablo 4. They wanted you to go see them all. And so that's a lot of speculation as to why we saw that big experience nerf with the density mobs and the elite packs and all that good stuff. Even though you can go over to PvP zone like you see here behind me and find just non-stop amounts of crazy respawn champions, champion elite packs, multiple elites, multiple champions back to back. The PvP zone is a really good example of a carrot on a stick. So, carrot on a stick incentive. You've got good gear, you've got good experience, you've got good amounts of gold that drop, and you've got these little shards. So if you want to purchase the horse or you want to purchase something in the PvP town, that gives you a carrot on a stick incentive to go out and do that particular thing. Well, there's not one right now for dungeons. So I came up with kind of a simple thing that they could implement. It might not be simple, but it's just an idea that I had that would keep all the players, A, engaged, B, have a carrot on a stick incentive for them to do something, and then also get the experience and the items and all this good stuff that they need. So my idea was, let's make a kind of a dungeon carousel type deal. Okay, so this is just kind of the names of the dungeons might not even be right for the areas, whatever. That's not the point. Don't nitpick on that. The point is, we should have some sort of carrot on a stick incentive. So my thing is, hey, this could be an hour rotation. Every hour, there's a random number, a random list of dungeons in each zone that you can go farm. Those particular dungeons have double experience. So if you go in there, you have to complete it. You complete the whole dungeon, you get double experience for that dungeon. So all 5, let's say in Fracture Peaks right here, you go in Sanguine Chapel, that's double experience, you get it, checks it off the list, and then you see there's a dungeons remaining. So let's say out of 20 dungeons, we've done 15. There's a countdown timer, what's left until the rotation. Then if you actually complete all of them, then you get another experience bonus. So for this example, I said triple experience for 20 minutes, something like that. This right here would be, for me personally, would give me incentive to be more engaged in the game, because the reality is, farming one area over and over and over again, while it may be efficient, it gets boring. So it's almost like an equation, like you can't have good and cheap at the same time, or you can't have good, cheap, and reliable at the same time. You can have two of them, but you can't have three of them. You can have good and reliable, or you can have, good and cheap, but it's not going to be reliable. You understand? It's an old mechanics term that was back in the day that they used. Same thing with this. You can't have efficient, good, and efficient, fun, and good XP. You can have efficient XP and you can have good XP, but it's not going to be fun. Like, you get the point. This would kind of solve all those problems. You could get good XP, you could have fun, get the items you need, and the developers are satisfied because we're experiencing all the stuff in the world. So if they want us to be more immersed in the world and they want us to ride around and do all this kind of stuff, I think this would be a perfect way to solve that in the interim. Of course, I'm not a game developer, so I don't know what it would take to implement something like this, but to me, it doesn't seem too crazy. So hopefully, maybe we can get this something coming in later seasons or whatever. But I don't want everybody to think I'm being negative about the game. It's just my personality. It's how I am. I get loud. If I see something needs to be called out, or I feel something's bullshit, it's just the way that it is. I call it out. So my audience likes me to do that. If you don't like me to do that, sorry, not sorry. So anyway, hit like and subscribe for more Hawg content. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this. If you think this is a good addition to the game or could possibly be a good addition to Diablo 4. I just think it would be something neat. The more carrot on a stick incentives that we have, the better the game's going to be. So little tiny things will help in the long run and keep us more engaged in the game. So anyway, let me know how you think. If you need a Discord to run with, the House of Hawg, We Ain't Mild, We Wild, link is in the description below. We're actually working on starting a PvP league to kind of make up for the lack of social features and stuff like that. Every time I bring up that kind of stuff, people like to flame me for it and say that everything's fine. So we just go start our own thing. So if you're interested in being a part of that, please come over to the Discord and join that. If you don't want to do PvP, that's fine. You're still welcome to come over there. We have a big community. We got build guides. We've got knowledgeable players. You can get a power level if you really need one. Whatever you need, it's over there. So welcome you to come do that. Big thank you to our sponsor, Diablo 4 Needs. Hit like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.